I don't see it.
Yeah.
Recording
All
started.
right now. And it says we're 34 seconds in. Jesus Christ. Ladies and gentlemen, a very warm welcome to this evening's show of Mauls, Balls and All. It is indeed Thursday. It's 8:30, which means you are looking at us, chatting all things rugby and the current news of the day and what's going on in rugby world. So a very good morning, good afternoon and good evening to you all. Depending on where you are watching this from, whether you're watching us live. I know an awful lot of you we know an awful lot of you watch this on catch up. So you are all very welcome. If you are joining us live, join in. Drop a comment, drop an opinion, tell us how you're feeling. We'll see it and we'll comment on it and we'll help you. And also, if you're watching on YouTube, just hit a subscribe and a like there on the YouTube thing, because that goes a long way to help us promote and the algorithms on YouTube and all that sort of stuff. Joining me this evening is folks you are well familiar with. We have Matt Boland, we have Mike Reedy, and we have Peter Martin is also joining us. Now, slightly delayed, but apparently he is going to join us, is Dave Sheedy, the big bloody controversial Headnam, but he will be with us as soon as the plumber has finished giving him a quote for some job apparently getting done in his house. Anyway, gentlemen, are we all well in ourselves? Are we good? Good? All good to go?
Super.
Deadly, amazing.
Excellent.
Pure Solid finest.
Peter Martin, you always say that every week. Amazing, great.
It is what it is. It's my trademark, I think, or catchphrase, or whatever you're having yourself.
We all have a trademark. Go
every day you wake up in the morning is a good day.
That's it.
Every day, another day in paradise, Matt Moreland.
All you guys.
Oh, for Christ's sake, I'm sorry, I fucking said it. Right, okay. Matt Boland.
Yes.
All right. Matt Boland, I'll come to you first. The breaking news today that a trio of Irish players, Conor Murray, Peter O'Mahony, and Cian Healy, are due to hang up their boots after this. Well, Murray, we don't really know. After this Six Nations. So my only worry is that now look, they've served Irish rugby well, brilliantly. Absolutely fantastic. Can't fault them for country and province. But the only worry I'd have, Matt, I don't know if you'd agree with me or Mike or Pete would. Conor Murray's position, scrum half, fine. We have cover. Peter O'Mahony's position, fine. We have cover for that. Now, I'm not talking about attitude and what they bring to the pitch. I'm just talking about position-wise. Right?
I know where you're going with this.
Cian Healy, yes. Well, go on then. I'll let you take it. Go on, Matt. Go.
Well, look, I mean, Cian Healy is just one of those special players in the front row that can play fucking tight head, loose head, and hooker. And to have a person like that in the toolbox in your armory in a game is it's unheard of. Like it's from switching from tight head to loose head. It's not normally a thing, but it can be done. But I don't think there's another tight head or loose head out there that can play hooker. Do you know what I mean? And that's just testament to Cian Healy and what he has done over the years for a province and for country in 137 caps or something, and fucking got 396 for fucking Leinster or something crazy. Anyway,
yeah,
136 caps for Ireland. That's I think that's the highest cap record now for Ireland, overtaking Brian O'Driscoll. I think could be wrong.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, you're right. I'll give you the stats here, Matt.
I think. Now, hang on. Let me see. Cian Healy's 136.
Yeah.
Conor Murray 124.
No.
No, he's less than
126.
No, less.
Conor Murray 112.
No, more.
Fuck you then.
120 123. You were close. 123.
You fucking pox. Jesus, you wouldn't have given me fucking one.
How many caps has Peter O'Mahony?
112.
Correct and right. There you go. All right.
Fucking doing me for one fucking cap.
You might have. You could be right.
Right,
by
okay.
the end of next week.
Hold on, one sec, Mike. Gregor Galway, episode 220. Gregor, pay no attention to those numbers. I make them up. I don't know what I'm doing half time. Joe Lyons, at least say it with conviction, for fuck's sake. Okay, I don't know what.
You try harder next time, Joe.
We try harder next time, yeah. Mike Sheedy, 3 warriors of Irish rugby, did us all proud over the years. The best of luck, lads. Thanks for all the memories. Okay, Mike Reedy, those 3 players, as I said to Matt, 2 positions we have covered. Cian Healy's position, not as much. What do you think? And no, look, I'm not questioning the great players, great service, all that sort of stuff.
His tenure had to come to an end sometime, and he's been a great servant. But you could see in the 2 games he's played in this Six Nations, or that he's a bit off the pace now, and I feel sorry for him. You know, he's almost taken it a little bit too far. But the bottom line is we haven't had fucking a replacement. Now we seem to have Jack Boyle. Hopefully, fingers crossed, can do the job for us now. Because it was a struggle for us to replace him, has been. Various different players have been tried there over the course of time, and none of them have really come up to the mark. Let's fingers crossed Jack Boyle does. The thing is, if Jack Boyle doesn't, just tough tit, we're going to have to find somebody else, because Cian can't go on forever, and he has gone on forever basically. Like, this one of the most difficult positions on the pitch to play in. Any prop like or anywhere in the front row, and he has taken it beyond all expectations. He's been an absolute stalwart for any team he's ever played for, including the Lions. And he's by far and away the best Irish loosehead there's ever been, no question for me. And he's right up there, by the way. Oz Durant, there's not too many ahead of him. Oz Durant and maybe Jason Leonard. Outside of that, there hasn't been many in the world, in my memory, that's been better than him anyway. And
Jason Leonard. Jason Leonard.
Mm-hmm. The English lad.
English
boy, yeah.
He was a good prop.
He was all right.
I just know, I echo what Matt said. Like, he's also played tight head and hooker for us. You know, he really, really should be drafted into the Leinster setup straight away. No fucking grace period. Straight away as a coach, as a prop coach or a front row coach. There can't be a better player in world rugby, or a person with better knowledge in world rugby than of the front row than him, given that he's played all 3 positions and played all 3 with distinction. Mm-hmm. Like, you that knowledge has to be harnessed and fucking brought onto it. He should be at least coaching younger lads, 15, 16-year-olds. Start there with Leinster, or with Ireland even, whichever way they want to do it.
Mike, they said that about Johnny Sexton when he retired, that his knowledge bank would be invaluable to the Irish setup. But he didn't do it straight away. He took his time in doing that, and I think that's what Cian Healy's going to do.
I'll be honest, I'm very disappointed that Brian O'Driscoll hasn't gone into coaching rugby, because, like, the natural ability, you can teach young lads how to enhance their own ability. But somebody like him, like the what he should be able to offer kids as a rugby coach is it's a shame to lose, you know. I mean, you see guys end up as coaches, and you think, how the fuck did you ever get there, you know? But fair play to him, like, you know, I'm not gonna. You can't judge. You can't.
No, but I mean, I know, but Mike, it's not as simple as an ex-player going into.
No, I know that.
They need to get badges and qualifications and all that sort of stuff. It's not as straightforward as that.
I'm surprised if Cian Healy already has some badges for coaching.
He does for making knives and DJing. He does, yeah. He does indeed.
All right. There's massive levels involved in coaching as well. Like,
there is, Matt. You're right. There is, yeah.
Go and do time, and then you have to become an elite fucking coach before you can actually coach. Like, you know, it's not an easy thing to do. And I would imagine, like, any player that's played for fucking 10, 12, 15 years or whatever wants fucking time off straight away off the bat, and that's why they don't do it straight away. Do you know? And why could you wouldn't blame them, like. And then others probably are just like coaching's not for me straight away. Like, fuck it, no way, not a
Well, I
chance.
heard Dan Bigger say that
I
the
think
other day.
that's what Brian O'Driscoll said. I said, look, I'm
Dan,
not,
Dan,
I'm
Dan
not
Bigger,
into
I heard Dan Bigger was asked in a podcast the other day with Jim Hamilton and he good if would he not go and like help out Wales, and he said coaching is not for him at all. He said it's not. He said I will.
Yeah, well, there you go. I mean, well, there you go. I mean,
Yeah.
you know,
Not for
coaching wasn't for me either. You know, so
No.
you know, I just.
But
I didn't go down
best
that
of luck to all three of the boys. They've been great servants to rugby. I mean, they all played for the Lions as well, and like you can't. They played at the pinnacle of rugby throughout their careers.
Yes,
and they've all been distinct with total distinction for every team they've played for.
Yes.
So I would wish them the best of luck, all three of them.
Brilliant. Okay, thanks, Mike. Pete, just one comment before I come to you. Joe Lyons, can't remember where I heard it, but Healy was described by one of the top Gallagher Premiership coaches as a lad that all he needs to do is play 10, 15 minutes. And he's such an athlete, he can give you that even at 40. He can still give that, but not a game. Think he's loads to offer still as Leinster coaching or URC cameo minis. And sorry, Pete, one more. Do we think Palm will go to Oz or what for a holiday or I don't know. Okay. Peter Martin, your thoughts on the three and the question I was asking about the Healy's position. We're covered for 9. We're covered for the back row. Well covered for the back row. But Healy, you know, that kind of it is a worry for us. Now, this is nothing new. We've spoken about this before. What do you think, Pete?
Well, look, I suppose it's no real surprise that it's been announced that all three are stepping down, and as Matt and Mike has said already, that highly decorated, accomplished players, and we wish them well. Yeah, look, Healy been, I suppose, delaying his retirement up until this point has obviously been, you know, the I suppose a product of the fact that we haven't had players coming through at Loosehead. You know, we just don't have the strength and depth there. In props, I suppose, in general, it's going to remain, I suppose, it remains a little bit of a concern, perhaps. But look, you know, Thomas Clarkson has come in at tight head and he's done okay. You know, Tom O'Toole is to come back into the fold. We Finley beat him there, and Tyke Furlong, who's yet to make an appearance this current season. Look, Healy will I'm sure will no doubt have some sort of career at some stage in the future as a coach. At the open training session today, I spotted him having a good animated conversation with a couple of the props with the under-20s, and like I just said to somebody who's there with me today, look at that. I says you would, you know, fly in the wall to hear the golden advice, the words, the little bits and pieces, the little tips and tricks that Healy's passing on, because like when it comes to the major stuff, like the under-20s that will have it covered, like they've gotten back from their own coaching, from their own coaches and the stuff that's come from the IRFU directly, but it's the small little bit, it's the 1%, the point of difference, the small little bits, that the game craft, the dark arts, all those little stuff, the stuff that isn't in the manuals and may not necessarily be, I suppose, necessarily handed down by every coach. They're the point, they're the difference makers, and that's where Healy will have his value should he decide to go into coaching. But I think we're in a good place now. I think as regards, you know, props coming through, you know, Boyle came on, made his you know, Six Nations debut there against Wales. He came on and he upended he helped, you know, achieve scrum dominance. That's a great start to his Six Nations career in a green jersey. And you know, there you have Joe McCarthy's younger brother, Paddy, coming through. He's a big lump of a lad, strong as an ox. I'm sure he's going to cause mayhem when he comes on a pitch as well in his time.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Thanks, Pete. Thanks, Mike. Thanks, Matt. Dave Sheedy, welcome.
Good evening,
to
Dave.
you.
How are you, lads?
Now, Dave,
Dave.
before I come to you with the question, just a couple of comments there. Sonia Croak, good evening, Sonia. How are you? Sonia says, "Evening, gents. Sad day for Irish fans. Yes, three amazing servants to rugby. Think Keane and Peter are wise to go on a high. Thought Connor might sign for another year, but greener fields beckon with the money logo there. Yes, there is. We'll come on to that in a minute. Dave Sheedy, the question I asked the lads was the news that broke today that Peter O'Mahony, Conor Murray, and Cian Healy are retiring after the Six Nations. Now, Conor Murray's position this is not a dispersion on them as characters at all. I'm just talking about their positions. 9 were covered. Back row with O'Mahony's position were covered, but Cian Healy's position were kind of not really that well covered. Dave, what do you think?
I think we're covered enough at Loosehead. I mean, we have young Boyle who did really well when he came in.
Yeah.
There's still Jeremy Lockman to come back, and we've a lovely young tie head, Kieran Ryan, which I think is coming good in Munster. I don't know about tie heads around the rest of the provinces, apart from the ones that are up in the international squad. But I think we're covered enough there, lads. I'm very surprised at Murray, I have to say, Colin Time, because for me,
he's still got time in his international career, to be fair.
Yeah, I am actually surprised at that. I know there's other people coming through, and I think it's more he's moving aside to let them through. But he's still the second best scrum half in this country.
No, he's not. Would you get away?
He is, man.
He isn't his fucking hole the second best scrum half.
Who's better than him? Don't say Craig Casey, because he's not.
Gibson Park, and Ben Murray.
Gibson Park is the best. He's still the second best.
Ah, he's not.
He is, man. He can control the game. When I watched him against Northampton, I was just sitting there going, "This fucker still has it, man." That's why he's still in. He still fucking has it.
Well, the coaches must see something in him if they keep picking him ahead of other guys.
He can still control a game. He's still a quick pass. He's still good at the base.
He's good for 10 minutes. He's good for 10 minutes to close out a game.
10 minutes.
That's all he is.
Yeah, but we thought that about O'Mahony as well, and he lasted the full fucking 80, which everyone was surprised about.
I'd say, Dave, if you did a poll amongst our near 14,000 members.
I know, but I'm not here to agree with the consensus.
No, I know you're not.
I think
you're a
no, I know that. I know that. And you're very good at doing that. But I would say, if you did a poll amongst the members, now you might get 1,000 replies, right? Who you were to name your 1 to 5 scrum halves in Ireland? I'd say Conor Murray would come in 3rd or 4th.
But look, people would vote based on potential. We're talking about the here and feckin' now, and I still think he's the second best because Craig Casey still has a lot to learn. I'm not saying Craig Casey is not good. I'm not saying young Ben Murphy's not good. I mean, I even still think Luke McGrath is a good enough scrum half to jump in if Ireland needed him. But I'm sure there's plenty of people in Leinster who'll disagree with that. But I still think he has something. And I honestly think Conor Murray is still the second best scrum half.
I think
in
if
this
Casey
country
had been fit for the Six Nations, he would have been in the squad ahead.
He would have excelled a lot more. Yeah,
every squad ahead of Murray.
But this is why we want as many diverse people in the Ireland squad as much, because their level is just their ceiling. Once they get in, because the coaches are so good, their ceiling's just way up there. Then, I mean, look at what has happened to even Prendergast alone. He's already excelled from what he was doing between the November internationals and the Six Nations. He's already excelled past that. It's just the coaching ticket we have in Ireland. We're blessed with it. Absolutely blessed with it. O'Mahony, I hear, I don't know if you can confirm this, but I believe he's retiring altogether.
Yeah.
So he won't even be playing with Munster for the rest of the season.
I think the same with Healy. I think the same with Healy, Dave, as well.
I can understand Healy. I think Healy's
going to see out the season with Leinster.
Is he? Yeah.
I think no. I think they've only said they're stepping down from international rugby immediately.
Yeah,
I think O'Mahony Mike has said he's retiring from.
I think you're right on that, but I definitely think Cian Healy is going to see out the season with Leinster.
Well, Cian Healy looks, lads, I'll be honest with you, when Cian Healy came on for his little cameo there was at the England game, he looked absolutely fucking knackered.
Yeah.
You know, he did. So he probably really should retire after the Six Nations. There's still another half a season left in O'Mahony, but I understand if he wants to call it a day. But we'd love to have him for the rest of the season with Munster, especially with a new coach coming in. Thank God.
Yeah.
But,
okay.
I won't jump to it.
No, all right. Okay. Okay. Before Matt, I come back to you. Joe Lyons. One universal trait in all of the lads was that they were all seriously dedicated and committed professionals, be that on the field or off. They also were serious professionals and know what that entailed. So many others might have had more talent, but didn't have the drive and dedication needed. Joe Lyons also is complimenting us here while we're talking about it. He said he can't remember the last time he could last 80 seconds. There you go. Go back giggity all over.
I just want to say as well, with
Giggity.
Cian Healy, O'Mahony and Murray going, we're never going to see players like this again, because there was the old school generation that came from the amateur to the professional, and then just after they're the lads that came through the academies. They were kind of the first crop through the academies, and it's just they kind of had that old school mentality from the lads. So I don't think we're ever going to see players like them again. And they were absolutely.
Well, let me ask you. Yeah, good point, Dave. Good point. But let me ask you, like, how old is Cian Healy?
37.
37.
Is he 37? Yeah.
Jesus Christ. How old is Conor Murray?
35.
And how old is Peter O'Mahony?
About the same, or probably
about 36. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I remember O'Mahony's first cap. I was at the game in Thomond Park, man. And
who are they playing? Anyway, it doesn't matter.
I fucking remember. I remember standing there, and everyone around us like, this kid is going to be good. And sure, look at him, you know. I remember his first cap. I think it was the season we won the Pro 12. It was at the time.
Oh, you actually won something, did you?
Hey.
I'm only joking. Right. I'm only
joking. Irish team to win it.
Was the Irish national team there? We won the Triple Crown there last week. Anyway, right, Matt.
Yeah.
Let's moving on. Connacht rumored. Well, sorry, it's not rumored. The Australia A coach, a fellow called Rob Seib, is coming into the Connacht setup, which kind of shifts everything from what I'm reading. That Scott Fardy apparently, now James Grennan should be on to talk about this, but he's not. Scott Fardy apparently is going back to the Brumbies. I read. Wilkins is going to director of rugby, which would remove him from the sideline, the day-to-day runnings. And this guy, Rob Seib, who's the Australia A coach. Now, I don't know if getting the A coach for a national team is a good idea for a provincial team. I'm trying to formulate my question here, but I suppose, do I have a question? I probably do have a question somewhere. But anyway, Matt, you know me. So this guy coming in, he's the head coach of the Australia A team. Connacht are going to move around some of their personnel. Wilkins gone, Fardy leaving for back to the Brumbies and stuff like that. Is this a good thing for Connacht to be bringing in someone like that, or should they have gone? Actually, that's my question. Should they have looked for someone of better caliber than an Australia A coach? Should they have gone for someone who has coached a Super Rugby, top 14 team like that, or if you were a Connacht supporter, would you be happy with that?
Well, like I think I know what you're trying to say here, because that was
I don't know what I'm trying to say.
Longest winded question I've ever heard in my life.
There you go.
But I get where you're going. I think I think this is it. Rod or Rob Seib?
Rob Seib. Seib. Rob
I think it's Rod, R-O-D.
Whatever the fuck anyway it is.
Anyway,
whatever the fuck it is. Yeah, go on.
Exactly,
Look,
Mike.
I
Who gives
think.
a fuck?
Shut up the fuck, Mike. Jesus, you get your chance.
Sounds like a wrestler's name, doesn't it, from the WWE?
Right.
Maybe they just
Maybe that's
couldn't
what they
find
need.
anybody else. But like,
Sounds like
I don't know,
something
this-
you'd get in a fucking pharmacy with a fucking applicator. Can I have a tube of Rob Seib, please? Sorry, go on, Matt. Yeah.
This lad has worked as the Australia A coach, but he's worked closely with Joe Schmidt. So, you know, me personally, if I was a Connacht fan, I'd be asking questions going, why couldn't they get somebody of a better caliber? Because you don't want, I suppose, you don't want a coach coming in that's kind of new to coaching and has only been used to coaching an A team side. Whereas you look at Munster and what they've signed, they're worlds apart, if you get me. So I don't really want to go into too much on the Munster coach because I know you're going to come up to that, but I don't really know much about this lad. So it goes to show that maybe they couldn't find the right candidate, that they just took somebody that they could get quickly and sign quickly. I don't know. Is it a good thing? It could be. It might not be. I really couldn't tell. If I was a Connacht fan, I'd be a little bit annoyed to go, well, why couldn't we get somebody like Clayton McMillan or somebody else?
Right, hold on. All right.
You know what I mean?
We just stop. All right, come on.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, so, like,
I know. All right, okay.
off that caliber.
I know. I actually agree with what you're saying, Matt. I actually agree with what you're saying. All right. Sorry, Matt. Will you finish your point?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay. Sorry, Matt. I didn't want to cut it off. Okay, Mike Reedy, your thoughts on this? But the long-winded version of my question. Go on.
Well, I'll be giving a pretty short-winded answer because I know.
Jesus Christ, what's going on? Mike Reedy's going to give a short
absolutely
version of an
nothing about
answer.
the guy. I know not
What the hell is happening?
credentials, so I'm not going to pretend I do. I hope he comes and does a job for Connacht. They need somebody. Wilkins isn't. He's done okay without being spectacular. He's done. He kind of dragged it out of it. He looked as if he was going nowhere, and he's done not too bad this season. So, like I don't know why he's moving on, why he's moving upstairs and whatever. So maybe they're not happy with the situation, and they'll have done their homework. So they must have done, lads. You're not going to just imply somebody that's fucking not going to fit in there, or are you? Who knows?
I think you're right, Mike. They must know something that we don't.
Hold on, gentlemen, hold on. Leinster did it with Matt O'Connor, right? Ulster did it with Dan McFarland, right? Munster did it with Johan Van Pants,
Yeah.
right? So
And how did it work for them?
Yeah, well, there you go. This
Yeah,
is my
But
point. So
Razzie pawned that fucker off on us to get him out of the South Africa system.
did.
That's the difference.
Scumbag.
Okay, all right, okay. Peter Martin, your thoughts on this appointment, which would appear to be Connacht's next head coach, a guy who has coached. Now, I don't know anything about this guy. I don't know if you do. Nominated or awarded rumored to be. He's coming into the setup, but he's rumored to take over from Wilkins. Which now, if you remember, Pete, Matt, Mike, and Dave, I don't know if you're on the show, James Grennan, who is Connacht's uber #1 fan, James Grennan thought that Wilkins was out of his depth. So does that come into it? Sorry, Pete, go on, I'll let you go.
Well, just to clarify, I hadn't even heard until you had mentioned this guy joining Connacht that he was joining Connacht, right? I think it's a strange kind of situation if you just take a step back and look at the different provinces, right? Leinster are settled. Ulster are getting there, being settled, but there's been a bit of upheaval with the coaching ticket, and now we're basically getting last season's under-20 ticket will be in situ for next season. Grand, maybe, hopefully, Ulster fans are praying. Munster, after months of speculation, people basically question what the fuck is going on in the province. they've landed a big fish in Clayton Macmillan. Well done, lads. Brilliant job. Moving on to Connacht, it's as clear as mud to me. They're a province that seems to have it's like musical chairs when it comes to the coaching ticket. You know, Andy Friend was there, like they're going back a number of years. Pat Lam was there. Everything was like there was silverware. Everything was going in a particular direction. Everybody was hooked up, connected. The whole shooting gallery.
Mm-hmm.
Pat Lam goes. Kieran Keane comes in. It's a retrograde step. He was pissing. Kieran Keane was as popular as the clap in a brothel. Wasn't working, right? Wasn't working. Step back, right? Keane gets fucked out, and Andy Friend comes in. Andy Friend, the friend, basically, he's a popular guy, likable guy. Also happens to be a bloody damn good coach. Wouldn't have been on possibly maybe many people's radar, myself included. He brought something to the Connacht setup. He started basically getting players in. I suppose little kind of rough diamonds in the rough and all this kind of stuff. Like he was finding these players who looked like players, and then of course he brought in arguably one of his biggest coup from an Irish standpoint. He found Mac Hansen. Fast forward a little bit, Andy Friend kind of stepped out. Pete Wilkins has come in. And calling a spade, and I don't think I'd be pissing off Connacht fans that they've gone fucking nowhere fast since then. They've been treading water. There's been some fantastic performances, and then there's been absolutely appalling stuff where these look like 15 lads were picked up on the street and asked to throw on a green jersey and play a game against opposition. Nobody knew what was going on. So I suppose where Connacht are somewhere in the middle. Is like, what the fuck is going on with Connacht? And I don't think anybody can really kind of put a finger on it as regards why they're so infuriatingly inconsistent. There's some serious talent now in the province. Some of the older guys have been shipped out. Some of the other guys who didn't want to play are there too long, blah, blah, blah. And you've got some younger talent. The overall, I suppose, the age profile of the team got an awful lot younger, in my view. And there's more kind of, I suppose, underage talent. You know, the Irish under-20s, there's a seam of under-20s talent there with the Devine brothers, with Hugh Gavin, and so on. There's other names there. The Murray brothers are there's young players there as well. So now you have the situation where Pete Wilkins is moving upstairs. This guy, who I don't know who the hell he is coming in. Fardy, who seems to, I'll just call it now, Fardy has been a bit of a disaster as a coach. Let's call a spade a spade. He came in as coach. It seemed going well, and then Connacht had their arse handed them on half a dozen occasions, and it looked like these lads don't know each other. There's absolutely no semblance of a defensive system in their place. So Fardy gets moved to contact skills. Now he's out the door. Like Willie Ruan is highly regarded supposedly as Connacht CEO, but I'd say he has to be, his arse is out in the limb here now with someone else coming in now at this stage. Like they need to start delivering on where the direction is going. I think there seems to be a lack of direction with Connacht, and I think there's possibly a little bit of an identity issue there. They don't know where they're going for definite. Players are coming in, players are going. We're just not going. We're not settled. Like, I think that the picture from my perspective is we know what Leinster are doing. There's no conversation there. Ulster finally seem to be getting their shit together. Munster seem to be getting their shit together. There's a question mark over Connacht.
But Pete, I'll ask you. So now you were talking about inconsistency. So how is it, Dave Sheedy? I'll come to you now in just 1 minute. Pete, how is it then that Connacht seem to perform to maximum capacity, skill sets, running plays, pods, soft shoulders, all that sort of stuff they do in the Challenge Cup, and they can't do it in the URC?
It's a very good question. They've like, as you said, like, you know, they've did it in Europe. and they can't do it in the league. I would argue that is down to a mindset. I really, it's something with more qualified than I to who can possibly answer that one. Like, I really don't know why it is. It's a preparation thing. It could be a personnel thing on the particular weekends, as certain players are up for it. Who knows?
You know who we need, Pete, for that? We need Brett Igo. He'd tell us exactly what's going on there with that.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks, Pete. Good points. Thanks, Matt, and thanks, Mike. Good points raised. Dave Sheedy, you're if you can remember the original question I had.
Yeah, look, no, I kind of get the gist of it. Like, I'd agree with the three lads. We don't know this guy's credentials. On the subject of Connacht, I think Connacht have a really, really good attacking structure in the backs and the forwards. I just think execution is their problem when it comes to what seems to be the league. Maybe they just haven't targeted the league. Maybe before the season they said, right, we're going after the Challenge Cup. We need silverware. Boom. You never. I've seen it with Munster before. They've been terrible back in pro leagues and just we go all out to win Europe. That's our baby. The only thing I can say is I do have a bit of an insight into the Australian setup. My cousin's husband is an S&C coach with the under-20s. So he came from the Rebels and then he kind of got in a bit working with the under-20s. And now he's off touring with them. And he has toured with the A side as well.
Oh,
and
okay.
Yeah, because he was back, like, and there was talk. I remember he was back there. Was it last summer or the summer before? And I was saying to him, are you a little worried now with Schmidt? It was just before Schmidt came in. I said, are you worried that you might, like, there might be a Schmidt comes in and just starts removing code, like they do. And he was like,
so Dave, sorry, Dave. So have you heard of this guy, Rob C?
No, I know nothing about him. This is the point. I can find out. So I could just message me cousin and
get on the phone now, Dave. What do you waiting for?
Ring Australia. Yeah, fucking Lorraine's working in a hospital here. Will you ring Brendan there and see what the crack is? Of this
fucking daytime here, Dave. Don't you know?
But look, I can find out. I can definitely find out, and I believe from the way Brendan talks about the setup in the Australia, because it's all backroom stuff. He's very happy. So there's good stuff going on there. Now I would assume with Schmidt leaving, this guy that might have something to do with maybe Cheika coming back, or who. I know that there's a lot of talk of Cheika. Or was that stamped out? Checkers. I heard he was supposed to be going there and then. But
I don't know.
I'd say it's something got to do with Schmidt leaving and your man just wants to leave the A's, and maybe because, like, again, everything's speculation because he hasn't put pen to paper for Connacht. But I can definitely find out what the crack is with him. From what I heard from Brendan, it seems like he's not bad. Now his name was never mentioned, but when you're talking, what's your head coach like? What's your backs coach and this, that, and the other, and he'd throw names out and I wouldn't even be listening half the time. But I remember the kind of detail he's talking about with what he's doing and stuff like that. So,
well, I tell you, look, to be honest with you, as Pete, you said before I mentioned it, you never heard of him. I'd never heard of him. Matt, I don't think you ever heard of him. Mike, I don't
never heard of him either.
Yeah, there you go. So
it'd
be interesting. Anyway, so go on, Matt.
I'm just looking him up here, right? His senior career in professional rugby was 2 years with Glasgow Warriors. Prior to that was 1 season with the Queensland Reds. And then his coaching career reads better than his pro career. So he's coached an amateur team for a year, 2011 to 2012. Then Sunnybank for 4 years, Brisbane City for 2 years, Queensland Country for a year, Queensland Reds for a year, then the Brumbies from 2020 to present, and then Australia 15 for 24. So his coaching career is a hell of a lot better than his fucking playing career.
Actually, Matt, do you remember Elf?
Yeah.
Elf was a physio with the Reds when he moved out to Australia, so I bet you he knows about him.
There you go. Fucking get on.
There you go. Well, maybe you might ask and find out. Okay. Yeah. To the Munster fans, which are Dave and Mike here on screen. Munster, Dave, I'll come to you first. Yeah, I see your mug. Yeah, very good. Dave Sheedy, I'll come to you first on this, and Mike, I'll come to you then afterwards because you're Munster fans. Are you happy with this new appointment of Clayton McMillan, formerly of the Chiefs? Apparently, he's a bit of a taskmaster.
Still with the Chiefs.
What?
He's still with the Chiefs.
I know, but he's coming to.
Yeah, I know, but
he's coming to Munster.
Yeah. Stop at the technicalities, Mikey.
Yeah, pay attention, Mike. Will you? Pay attention, Mike. For Jesus' sake.
Wait your fucking turn.
Jesus. Right, so Corey. I was going to call him Corey. Clayton McMillan, soon to be like ex the Chiefs. He's a bit of a taskmaster, a disciplinarian by all accounts. He played himself up until 2007 in Japan. Dave Sheedy, I was looking at this guy. I was looking at his profile. This guy seems to be the real deal.
Sounds.
He does.
I know. Listen, I know nothing about the guy. I honestly, because
he's well qualified, Dave. He's well qualified.
Listen, I'm aware from what I've read in comments since his thing was announced. For me, before I say anything about what he's done with the Chiefs, for me, it's a head coach with head coach experience, and he's a Kiwi. I'm sold because I've never seen a Kiwi coach not implement a great attacking style. And he has head coach experience. If Munster went down the line of getting Mike Prendergast, then we'd be doing with what we did with Foley, God bless him, with Johan van Gran and fucking Roundtree. You're just getting someone who doesn't have head coach experience and putting them into a head coach position. Now, I know the arguments against that are look at Andy Farrell, but it's very rare that works out until they have acres of experience in him. I'm delighted with it. I haven't watched Super Rugby in years. I'm going back now on YouTube, and I'm going to spend every night watching the Chiefs to see what this attack is like, what the defense is like, and everything.
They beat the Hurricanes there a couple of weeks ago, anyway. So
we could have a fucking winner, man. And with Leinster,
hold on a second.
No, I'm getting ahead of myself. Come on,
hold on.
Calm down.
It's marvelous. It's marvelous saying. Hold on. It's fantastic. It's marvelous to say you have a good coach on board, right? A good attack coach. But you need the players to fucking attack.
We have. Listen, let's call a spade a spade.
Now. That was good.
We have good players.
I'm not doubting that. I'm not
players.
Doubting that.
The problem has been with Munster has been coaching. I mean, like Stuart Lancaster came to Leinster and just turned them into this unstoppable machine. They weren't all amazing players till Lancaster got his hands on them. He made them amazing players. Don't even fucking say he didn't. He did. And I knew it because I used to secretly. I'm not stirring the pot. I secretly used to watch Leinster games because the style of attacking rugby gave me a fucking semi. Because Lancaster is that good. Like no, Lancaster is that good.
Dave, I hope you've got wipes there for that camera.
Lancaster is that good, man. So hopefully, let's see what this fella brings. As I said, I'm going to be on a mad one now, looking to see what happens. But
it's got look. In fairness, with new coaches, coaches, it's going to take them about 5, 6. Could even take the season.
This is the thing I found strange before this announcement was made. Why would you give the likes of Prendergast and Mossy Lawler contracts with no head coach? I found that weird. So that's why I assumed it'd be Prendergast getting the head coach's position, True. Because normally a guy brings in his own background. Yeah,
true. Okay, okay. Dave, Jesus Christ, you're doing a fucking...
Well, you asked me a question.
I know I asked that question. Would you ever shut the fuck up when you've answered it, though? Right, hold on.
Get a room, you two, will you?
Right, Mike Reedy, the second Munster fan here. Your thoughts?
And another thing, right?
I'm
really happy.
Mike Reedy, go on.
He's got all the credentials, lads. He's been a successful coach with the Chiefs. He's also coached the Maoris and New Zealand B team or A team, or whatever the fuck you want to call them. And he brought them to. Did he not bring them to Munster there to Thomond Park this?
I've no fucking idea.
November.
He did.
So he has the credentials, but we'll never know until we see him in position, lads, whether it's going to be successful or not. Like other guys have come and not succeeded before, so
Yeah.
I'm not going to get overly excited. But best of luck. I hope it's fucking, because they have took their time, and I was actually pleased that they took their time, because they fucking rushed into decisions before and it didn't work out. So now they've taken their time, and let's hope this one is the right decision. And it can only get better, like, because it has been dire for him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mikey, we've been miserable for years. This is the only hope
would you fucking turn your fucking microphone off while other people are being asked? All right, fair enough. Go on. Go over there and fire one off camera.
Please.
Peter Martin, your thoughts on this new Munster coach and his credentials, and is it good and all that?
Yeah, well, as Mike pointed out, he is the current Chiefs coach. He is the current Maori coach, and no less, he was basically, the New Zealand 15 coach, which is basically New Zealand, the A team, we'll call it for all intents and purposes. He has all the hallmarks of being an excellent signing. I think the one thing for those who would be a little bit kind of, I suppose, misled about, or perhaps having some sort of fear about the personality or nationality of the coach. I don't think he's going to be another Rob Penny. I think he'll bring a different style to Munster. Rob Penny was basically he didn't have a good start with the Crusaders, Rob Penny, but I think for Munster certainly he was possibly the wrong coach at the wrong time. I don't think that's going to happen with Macmillan. I think he's basically an exceptionally high-profile coach. He is right up there with the same type of, I suppose, the same level, perhaps, as Leo Cullen and Jack Nienaber. Like he is, an international style coach. It does pale in, again, drawing reference to what's going on in Connacht. It does pale with what Connacht are putting in place. But look, it's fantastic news for Munster. I think it's going to make a significant difference to them. Apparently, he's the head coach, and Prendergast is going to be senior coach. He's going to be kept on as that's what I've read, is that he's Prendergast's position is safe. He's going to be prominent, in much the same way you had Cullen and Lancaster. There's something similar being worked on there, I think, with Macmillan and Prendergast. So look, you need that continuity there anyway. Like, you can't just basically, for if Macmillan was to come in and basically kick out the likes of Mossy Lawler and Prendergast and all those boys and bring in their own, that is not going to necessarily work at all. Basically, you have to have the link in. The local link, those guys who respect the work that they've done, and the roots that are there, the foundations that are there, and I think Macmillan will do that, and I think he'll get rid of any deadwood, because, as I said, he's a disciplinarian, he's a no nonsense, typical Kiwi, no nonsense, no bullshit. He'll separate the wheat from the chaff, and the dossers and the deadwood will be kicked out in good time.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, Pete. Matt Boland. Oh my God. Jeez, he's still here.
I'm excited, man. I'm very excited.
All right, well, as I said to you, go on off camera and fire one out there. Go on, Matt Boland, your thoughts on this new coach for Munster?
Yeah, well, look, it's a massive, massive signing for Munster, and like whoever got him to put pen to paper needs a fucking round of applause, because that is really a fucking top class signing, and you just got to look at his credentials, like, Maori, All Blacks, All Black 15, fucking Chiefs, fucking, and a partridge in a pear tree. Like, he is pretty much, I would say he was top of the fucking list for a lot of clubs or a lot of places, but that is an absolute cracking signing, and he is going to definitely make a difference in Munster. And as Pete alluded to as well, like, if Connacht fans are looking at the comparison and the coaches going to Munster and a coach going to them, they'd be fucking fuming. I know I would be. Do you know what I mean? Because
Lads, we'll never know how it's going to work out, to be fair.
Listen, hold on a second. Hold on.
Good. I mean, you take your fucking chances with fucking Clayton rather than fucking Rod.
Absolutely.
Listen, do you know what it feels like? It feels like
hold
when Doug Howlett signed for Munster. That's how I feel.
Hold on, Dave. One point I'm going to make. Right. I know the point you're making, Dave. One point I'm going to make. It is fantastic that this guy was coach of the Maoris. He was coach of the All Blacks second 15s or whatever the hell he was, right? The problem is, and I've said it to you, Dave, in my previous question, the problem is you could be the best coach in the fucking world for all your fucking worth, right? The issue is, do you have the players to make the team? Now, Dave, I know you said, yes, we do have good players, but Munster's attacking game really stemmed through probably 12 to 15 in the back line, right? Mike Haley failed miserably an awful lot of times, and Dave, I think you'd agree with me on that.
I've been saying that for 4 years.
you have. So it's great. It's fantastic being a world-class coach, and you do the Maoris, and you've done the All Blacks, and you've done fucking whatever. But you have to come into a team that has the potential to do it.
Yeah.
So
I think they do though, Pete, because I remember when Lancaster signed for Leinster, and I turned to my father and I said, and I swear in the Bible I said this: we are not going to beat Leinster as long as he's coaching that team, because I knew how good Lancaster was. Now, it didn't work out in Racing form, but once you give a coach like Lancaster free rein and just go, do your thing, kid, look what you did with Leinster. You're still playing like him. You and Ireland are still playing his form of attack.
Well,
you know,
more Jack Niederbar now.
No, yeah, but the defense, I wouldn't know. Is the attack really Niederbar, or is he just coming on?
It's entirely different.
Yeah.
Well, look. Anyway, okay. Anyway,
you know, but a good coach makes good players. That's what Lancaster has done. That's what lots of coaches have done.
And you're hoping that this guy is going to do this.
Yeah, because at the moment we're attacking very narrow. It's lifeless. It's I've never liked it. I've never liked what Mike Prendergast has done with the attack, and hopefully he's going to restructure and bring. Head coaches to do it across the board.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, Peter Martin, I'm going to come to you on this next one. We're 53 minutes already. Peter Martin, Gary Ringrose's ban. Justified or a bit over the top, or what do you think? He's got a 3-game ban. The Cardiff game has been taken into consideration, which he probably wouldn't have been picked for anyway. But Cardiff game, the French game, and he should be back for the Italian game, because he's going to this poxy, stupid tackle school. Peter Martin, justified or not?
Well, I think it's you'd be a fool not to realise, if you saw what had happened during the game, that he was going to get some sort of sanction. I don't think it's a surprise, to be honest. It just basically then again rears its ugly head about, the system and how they basically come to their decisions and what exactly tackle school is all about. It's just, it's one of these things. It's never. They're never. I don't think World Rugby are ever going to get away from this whole thing of tackles. It's virtue signaling at its finest. Like, do you know what I mean? He may as well pull out a cattails and start lashing himself out of it, like, Gary Ringrose. Like, he knows fuck well. He knows how to tackle 9 times out of 10. He's not his record stands for itself. You could see it in the breakdown, the mitigation, how they came to their decision. And he's not a repeat offender. I don't think he's ever been. I think he's actually one of the cleanest players in the game. He's not a guy who's known for getting his tackles wrong.
One yellow card.
So look, it is what it is. You just swallow it and move on. That's it.
Giggity. Okay. Mike Reedy, I'm coming to you. Gary Ringrose, the ban. Justified?
It was always going to be the same, because they did the same with Entomac, didn't they? They have to be showing some kind of consistency. Entomac's challenge was worse, but Gary knows he made a fucking mistake. He actually had no business making the tackle. Henshaw was right. It was Henshaw's man, and Gary came in from the side. He's always going to get lads. It was a mistimed tackle. That's all it was. It was, and I know I've been totally against this 20-minute fucking red card thing.
Oh, don't start.
No, but I have been, and there are situations where I didn't realize when this 20-minute red card came in that there was going to be an actual red card where nobody comes back on for fucking serious foul play and thuggery, basically. So that's at least there's a relief that that's not the case. But for him, I think he probably got away with it slightly, maybe. But he's going to pay the penalty now and miss a couple of games, and he'll learn from it. But Gary Ringrose is not a dirty player by any stretch. Right. He's a physical player, a great defender, and he mistimed the tackle. That's all. And I think that's why I'm now thinking maybe this 20-minute red card is not such a bad idea for mistimed challenges.
Yeah, no. I don't know about that. Okay.
You should be off and nobody comes on.
All right. Okay. Thanks, Mike. Matt Boland, your thoughts on this? The Gary Ringrose, the ban, and all that.
Yeah. Look, I mean, it was always going to be justified anyway because you just can't make head contact with any player, and the fact it was head on head just represented the fact that he just got his timing wrong on the tackle. But let's look at it as an overall thing. Gary is not he is a good quality player, and there was no malicious intent in that tackle whatsoever. He just got it wrong, and I think his previous record would show that, because I think he's probably got one yellow card, and I think the yellow card he got was like nearly a team yellow card where it was a Mauls situation and it was brought down and he ended up getting the yellow card. So it wasn't even that he did blatantly. He just, as Mike said, he had no business making that tackle. It was Henshaw's man. And if you look at it, he did come in from the side, but there was, for me, it looked on a slow motion replay days later, I actually saw it. He ran in, but as he was running in, he lost his left leg, lost grip. So he actually, his left leg slipped out. And
it was almost on his knee.
Yeah, so he was nearly on his knees. So I would imagine that's what they looked at in that replay over and over again to say, okay, it's a red card, but we're going to mitigate it down to a 20-minute red card. And then that's why a key came on. But on his character alone, he's not a malicious player, and his intent was genuine, and it just bad timing.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, Matt. Dave Sheedy, your thoughts on this matter?
I passed comment on Monday when you were speaking about it, and I said that I thought that you've a very short millisecond to decide, are you tackling the player, tackling the ball, or stopping the offload? And I think it's just a bit of indecision. That can I be honest? When I first saw it, I thought it was a yellow. Seriously, I was thinking to myself, yellow. And when the red came out, I was really surprised. And then I was reading through comments and people like, oh, definitely a red. And I was like, kind of felt it was a yellow. And I was listening to Flats, Tom Shanklin and Delalio and some other girl, they have a new podcast thing going. All those boys said they thought it was a yellow when they first saw it as well. So when I heard that, I was like, maybe I was right to think that,
Yeah.
Like as everyone said, he's not a dirty player. It wasn't intentional. Like for me, I don't know what a yellow is, a 20-minute red and a red card. I don't know what's the difference between any of them anymore. I honestly don't, because for me, a red card is what the Stade Francais lads did to get 2 reds in the Munster game. For me, that's reds. That's reds all day long. Intentional hit, fucking slamming someone, something that you can see has clear malice intention to it.
Thuggery.
Thuggery, exactly. Like if you don't have it, surely it should only be a yellow. Go off and cool down there. Think about what you did. But now, like 20-minute red as well. I don't know the difference between any of them anymore. So,
you're not alone on that, Dave.
Yeah.
Believe me, you're not alone on that. Matt Boland, before we go on to the games coming up, just a quick one. Conor Murray rumored that he's going to go to Bordeaux in France or La Rochelle, or he might even go to Japan. What in your mind? I'm just throwing it out there. In your mind, Matt, what would be best for him to get a good year's salary? Bordeaux, La Rochelle, or Japan?
Put it out there, and whoever's going to pay him the fucking most, he fucking signs the deal and fucking plays a year and fucking rakes it in and then fucking retires. Simple.
There you go. Good man. Okay. Sorry, Mike, before I come to you, Joe Lyons, Palm came on as a sub in ASM Claremont, Heineken Cup semi-final in 2012, 2013, and his pro debut was Benetton away and Dragons the following week in Thomond. Now, Dave Sheedy.
I read that, yeah.
Yeah, Joe Lyons, Dave, remember Gatland is a Kiwi and
he's a different Kiwi. He's a different Kiwi.
All
He
right.
was only at Chase for a year, though.
Joe Lyons again. Dave, remember? Oh, sorry, the same thing, same one. Alan Dorman. Hi, Alan. We didn't have a good game with a good time with Rob Penny.
But the one thing I say about Rob Penny, he wrote in his book. I never read his book, but I saw people comment on it that he was being told to pick certain players by a Cork consortium.
Ooh,
No, seriously.
I didn't hear that. Now.
Did you not? Oh man,
No.
yeah. Rob Penny apparently was given out. I remember hearing this, and I searched the internet for it. Yeah, a Cork consortium that puts money up for Munster players were dictating the team, and that's why he had a bad time there. This is what I heard now. No evidence.
See,
no
my
proof.
interest
Doesn't
in
surprise
reading
me though.
my interest in reading about Munster rugby is
Obviously
limited. Yes, obviously limited. Okay, all right, gentlemen. We are over the hour mark. We are coming up to win, lose, or draw time. Games coming up this weekend. Now, we have the Munster team, right? We have the Munster team. Let me just see here now. I just call up my photographs. Yeah, here we go.
You've also the Edinburgh team as well.
Yeah, I know, but I couldn't give a fuck about the Edinburgh team. We're talking about the Irish provinces. So the Munster team, Dave Sheedy, I'm coming to you first because you're obviously one of two Munster fans here. The Munster team, actually, is Mike Haley injured, Dave? I see O'Connor.
I think he is. I think I saw someone saying that he's still hopefully he's still injured. Sorry.
All right, okay. All right.
He's sulking because Dave slags him off all the time.
Yeah.
I'm
sure he's listening, Mikey.
Right, Dave. Well, I'll tell you now, lads. You'd be surprised who listens to this. Munster, Dave Sheedy, O'Connor, Nash, Farrell, Nankerville, McCarthy, Burns, Coughlin, Burns at 10. Jesus Christ. Wycherley, Scannell, Ryan, 1, 2, 3. Back row, O'Connell, Wycherley, Ahern. Second row and back row. Wycherley, Ahern, Hodnett, and Gleeson. Are you happy with that?
Very happy.
All right, okay.
I'm. What's the story with Coombs?
I've no idea.
He's with the Irish squad.
Yeah, he's still in there.
Okay, yeah, he's still
Incredibly. But there you go.
So
Yeah,
would you be confident, Dave, of that team playing the Edinburgh? So I saw the Edinburgh team, but I don't.
No, I would. I'm a little disgruntled that Tony Butler is not getting more game time because Billy Burns has gone the end of the season now. JJ's coming. Crowley's our number one choice. I mean, Butler, any time in the last couple of games he's come on. Give the kid a game, man. Give him a game. Let's see what he can do because, like him and our other man from the banner, young Coughlin, they have a chance to create a really good partnership in these games where players are off on international duty. And now JJ coming through, I don't think he'll get as much game time as he needs. But
okay.
Happy enough with the team, though. Sorry, yeah, very happy enough.
No, Grant. Okay, no, thanks, Dave. Mike Reedy, are you happy enough with your team?
Absolutely, yeah. I agree with what Dave said there. As regards, do you know what though? Billy Burns had probably his best game in a long, long time. The last game he played for Munster.
He's getting it together, all right. Yeah,
he is like I'm not going to slag him off, lads. It's not right to do that, but he's given it his best shot. But he's just the poor lad. He hasn't got it really, But I would have liked to see Tony Butler get a go, a start at 10. But outside of that, it's great to have Nankerville back and Calvin Nash is obviously back on the wing as well. Shane Daly is injured again. And and that Ben O'Connor is the potential to be.
He needs minutes, Mikey. He needs minutes. Ben O'Connor need minutes.
I presume, Dave and Mike, the number 4. I presume O'Connell at number 4. That's Evan O'Connell.
Evan
Yeah,
O'Connell.
Evan. Yeah, Evan.
Yeah, Grant.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
They got young Brian Easton as well there in the back row.
Okay,
I think they'll beat Edinburgh.
I'm sure they will. I'm sure. I've every finger and toes.
They have a good record in Musgrave Park, so
yeah.
I don't really care. Okay.
So why ask the question then?
Go on, quick.
I said, why ask the question if you don't care?
No, but I have to because I have to be diplomatic.
Oh, is that right?
Dave,
you will know them by their fruit. Sorry, Mr. Martin. Yes.
No, Dave. Just pull the hook out of your mouth. You know, the fishing line.
Exactly. Okay, gentlemen, we are 1 hour and 6 minutes, so we're now win, lose, or draw. Okay, gentlemen. Matt, I'm coming to you first.
Jesus, right.
Yeah.
What's wrong with him?
I have no idea.
I think he's taking your.
He's after getting the back spasm or something, isn't he?
I got
Maybe
a cramp in
take your
his
advice.
fucking leg, man.
He's
I
gone
got
off
a
the fire
cramp.
one off camera.
I'm off. I'm the sub off. I've got cramp.
Fucking hell. All right, okay.
You need subs on here.
Crack on.
The show must go on. Matt Boland, here we go. Okay. We got the Munster team. So the game's coming up next weekend. We're back to the URC. We're on a break for the Six Nations. We have Munster versus Edinburgh. Matt.
Munster.
All right. Leinster are entertaining Cardiff. Leinster at home.
Leinster.
All right. Ulster at home to Scarlets.
Ulster.
And Connacht are entertaining Benetton. That's going to be a tough game for Connacht.
I can see Benetton doing a number on them. I really could.
Yeah. I know. Yeah.
I don't want to say it.
No, I know. Okay.
To win, but I think Benetton are going to do it.
All right. Okay. Mike Reedy, to you. Munster at home to Edinburgh. Who's winning?
I'm going to go with Munster here.
All right. Leinster entertaining Cardiff.
Leinster.
All right. Ulster are playing entertaining Scarlets.
Well, hopefully Ulster.
I don't think so. Sorry, go on.
I hope so, and I hope Connacht and Connacht as well. I hope Connacht win it all.
I don't think Connacht will win that. Peter Martin, to you. Munster, win, lose, or draw. Munster versus Edinburgh.
I think Edinburgh, funnily enough. We're just looking at that Edinburgh team. There's a few Scottish internationals in it. I just think Edinburgh.
All right. Leinster at home to Cardiff.
Yeah, Leinster. And I want to make a point. I'll bring it up if you give me 2 minutes at the end about the proposed team that's going out.
All right. Okay. Fair enough. Ulster v Scarlets. Pete?
I'm hopefully Ulster this time.
Yeah. Okay. Connacht v Benetton.
Yeah. Thoughts and prayers, family flowers, all that shite.
Who you send them to? Who?
Grennan, of course.
Send them to Connacht for fuck's sake.
Oh, Connacht. Oh, sorry. Oh, right.
They're going to have one. They're going to get one of these Connacht performances. Like they've done well the last few games, and now it's going to be normal service resumed. Pure frustration watching them.
All right. Okay.
Playing
all
like
right.
15 strangers.
Right. Okay. Fair enough. Thanks, Pete. Thanks, Matt. Thanks, Mike. Dave Sheedy, to you before I come back to Pete with his point he was going to make. Munster are playing Edinburgh. Who's win, lose, or draw?
Win for Munster, please, God.
No, you can't be pleasing a god or any gods. Who's going to win it on form,
Munster.
on team?
Munster.
Jesus Christ Almighty! All right. Okay.
Hey.
Don't bring God into
Leinster.
politics.
All right.
Religion.
Leinster, Dave. Leinster entertaining Cardiff in the Aviva.
I see Leinster winning that.
Thanks very much. Ulster are
I
playing.
want you to win, boys. See you win.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah. Ulster entertaining the Scarlets.
I think the Scarlets will win that one.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you. And Connacht are playing Benetton.
I think Benetton might I actually think that'll be a close game, but based on the form of Benetton since the internationals of guys, they're still good. Like, so I think
And they
Benetton
gave
might
Ulster a
win that
fucking
one.
down last game, didn't they?
They did. All right, go on, Pete. Last word. What are we going to say? You asked me to come back to you. What are we going to say?
Yeah, and I think it'll be something possibly that it's something that pops up. I think, in the Leinster team and the performance in particular, when the headliners, the big boys, are away, that Leinster managed to cough, splutter, fart their way to a win. And my issue is the performance. There's nobody in the team that's picked in the squad that's basically really pushing the boat as regards this guy is able to play, it shouldn't be here, or basically trying to drive to a better performance with the team they're in and basically knocking the doors of the main starters. That's my point, is that there's this constant, Leinster did the job again, but they were shite kind of thing. There's not. Now I know, look, you can't be. Not everybody can be the top team, but my point is, like, our much vaunted conveyor belt of talent, we're not seeing similar performance from the guys who are away. That's my point.
The link isn't as close, is what you're saying.
Our arses are out the window.
Yeah.
Because nobody basically has ever, like, you see the pundit saying, if it's on Premier Sports or it's on Virgin Media or whatever, you often hear them saying, did anybody put their hand up there to get into the Champions Cup team? No.
Yeah.
And I just think that this is becoming a growing theme, that there's nobody really there's not 4 or 5. We don't need to have them. There's not going to have all 15 singing and dancing, beating the shite out of the opposition. But there's no 4 or 5 players who say, there's 4 or 5 lads now for Liam and the coaches to think about who need to get into, who are seriously knocking on the door, putting guys in the existing frontline squad under pressure. It's not happening.
What about Osborne's
I'll say
brother?
something about that. If you look at Leinster's last game when they went away to Cardiff, or I think it was Ospreys they played, and both Jamie Osborne and Crowley or Frawley both started the game. And I have to be honest, I didn't think either of them gave any inspiration at all. Look at the game. Osborne had the week later playing for Ireland. Fucking shocked that he started at full back. And look at the difference. So I'm not sure. And I would have said the same about Frawley. And he started for the Ireland A team in
Bristol. Yeah.
In Bristol.
In Bristol.
So like, I will be honest, I didn't expect either of them to get a fucking game, to be in the reckoning for either of the Ireland squads after that performance in South Wales. And yet, look at the difference.
Leinster have a real problem now at fullback, because you've got 2. It's very hard to find a really good defensive fullback, and Leinster have 2 of them now, in Hugo Keenan and Jamie Osborne. I'm astounded by how good Jamie Osborne is. I think he's fantastic. I think he's fantastic.
Great player.
Amazing. Honestly, he's done nothing but impress me every game I see him. But if he's that good at defense at fullback, because they're very rare good defensive fullbacks, you have to kind of keep him at fullback. I know he can play every other position.
We will wait and see, Dave. We'll wait and see. Anyway, folks, we are way over time as always. My thanks to all of you for our thanks, not mine. Our thanks to all of you for texting in your comments, your opinions, and indeed for watching. And if you're watching this on replay, thank you very much as well. My thanks to Matt Boland, Mike Reedy, Peter Martin, and Dave Sheedy. Folks, we will do it again all next. Oh my God.
I'm delighted.
All right. Okay. Fucking jeez, get over it. Folks, we will do it all again next Thursday. Don't forget, Danny Brosnan will be reviewing all the URC games with a panel on Monday night. So tune in for that. And folks, listen. Good luck. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and thank you for tuning in. Take care, folks.
Cheers, everybody. All the best.